Hello everyone and welcome to the StarCityGames.com Open Series here in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm Glenn Jones, joined in the sideboard today by Eric Rill, Cincinnati Legacy Open champion currently. And you know, you won that event with a kind of aggressive Grixis deck, and it seems like
Grixis young Pyromancer.
Yeah, you kind of wanted to stick with that theme going into Standard here, which is a little unconventional, but hey, it's a new format, right? You can do pretty much whatever you want for at least a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, the deck wasn't Grixis. It was like Rug for a while. Initially, we were playing Warrior's Lesson. The Theros target two guys and they can draw a card if you hit them. But it just like made the mana better and let us play Thoughtseize to play Ordeal of Thassa over that, basically, which is kind of the same, like fuel yourself.
Basic theme, slightly more vulnerable, I would say.
Draw two and target a guy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start off with two of the best guys to target with that card. You've got Rakdos Cackler, which comes already equipped with a +1/+1 counter, so you get your two cards a turn faster.
Ahead of turn.
Yeah, so not bad. And then we've got Niv Magus Elemental.
He gets to draw two immediately.
Yeah, and he pretty much turns on instantly. Really lets you convert the Ordeal into basically a Thoughtseize kind of card, at the cost of, another one of your spells, of course.
Yeah.
But Niv Magus Elemental kind of always been on the cusp of like maybe doing a little something, and I gotta be honest, I don't know if now's his time, but
he can be a little wonky.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the nature of this deck, is it can be a little inconsistent, but it has like really powerful nut draws, and I feel like your best draws can be anything, because you'll Thoughtseize them and have Mizium Skin up and make a million guys and kill them, and you'll like beat the removal and whatever they're doing in the first couple turns. Sure. So like
almost like you can't go infinite like a twin deck, but you can actually play like kind of similarly, where you're like generating a cascading amount of pressure.
Yeah, the draws you want to have are a 1-drop. This guy, Rakdos Cackler, Niv Magus, or Crone Crusader, and turn 2 Hidden Strings, ideally, is how you like the combo of the deck that you can generate massive advantage out of.
Well, the other two creatures you have in the deck, you named one of them, Acro and Crusader, and then we've also got Young Pyromancer. No shocker there. And then Hidden Strings is really a combo enabler in this deck. It's both a ritual and like a trigger for your various heroic and Young Pyromancer. It builds creatures. It lets you even untap creatures if you feel the need. I imagine most of the time you're just reusing your mana.
Usually you just untap 2 lands, Cipher on a guy on a turn that you can get through, and or play something then to get it through and trigger it, and get multiple triggers off of a Crone Crusader or Young Pyromancer, or you can exile your copies that you play if you don't need them to Niv Magus and pump them.
Also a great use of it. And in addition to the Hidden Strings, you've got access to Mizium Skin, as you mentioned, to let you protect both, whoever you string up or whatever creature you're just all in on to try and kill the opponent.
Can't play enough Mizium Skins, really. I still did not draw it enough, and I have 4. So.
No, I guess the search is on for the next Apostle's Blessing or whatever. And last but not least, you have Dynacharge, which in conjunction with all the tokens.
A couple Dynacharges in there to get them. Sometimes it needed a little bit of a push to win after you made like 5 tokens or whatever in the early turns. This gives you an actual like turn 3 kill, I think, if you have like some kind of double Hidden Strings draw and you make a bunch on turn 2 and you Dynacharge them.
Sure. It's also a pretty sickening card to just make the opponent play around. Like once they know you're capable of Dynacharging them, changes everything about how they have to look at the game.
And when it's not good for that mode, you can always randomly just target a Crusader, make a guy, is never the worst. On turn 2, you get in
Bull
for
Rush.
4
Let's
for
do
1
this.
mana. It's not bad.
You get a shock out of the deal most of the time too, I imagine, right? I've seen worse. Or we can just Niv Magus the spell away. That's also going to work out a fair amount of the time. So what actually convinced you that this was the deck you wanted to play? Because I saw you sitting down with a bunch of proxies. You clearly played with it. You seemed excited. So what was the selling point?
The deck's really fun and really powerful, and doing things that other decks aren't, and probably aren't that well prepared for. Even the decks that do play, like this deck is bad against removal generally, but even the decks that do play a lot of removal, you have things like Mizium Skin and Thoughtseize, so you can take ideally only the removal that they can play in the first 3 turns is what matters. So you take their 2-drop removal or whatever, and you go do a bunch of stuff, and then it doesn't matter if they play, Hero's Demise or whatever they call it.
Yeah, Hero's Downfall and those,
and
that makes
stuff
sense.
like by that point.
So I guess you're actually kind of flourish on the fact that everyone's playing around Supreme Verdict right now, because that's a card you can actually skirt in under in reasonable time frames. And there's not really a lot to be done about a Supreme Verdict anyway. You just kind of have to live with its reality.
Or get in under it, or hope they don't have it.
So with everyone playing these larger, more durable creatures, they obviously don't have as much room for removal. So you think that that's actually going to be an aspect of the format you can continue to prey on, or do you expect to be playing something different in a week or 2?
I'm not sure. I'll try and work on it a little more. Like playing 19 lands right now, and I'm not sure if I want more or less, because I lost round 1 to getting flooded and drawing 7 lands like both games. And then my second loss was where I kept like questionable 1-landers and didn't get there. I didn't get the second land until it was too late. Like, I don't know. One of them was I had Niv Magus, and I had Hidden Strings and Young Pyromancer, and like everything you need to be the nut draw if you get the second land on turn 2.
Sure.
And like I would have made a million guys and won, but I did it on like turn 4 or 5 or whenever I drew the second land, and then he just like had a verdict by then. It was
Okay, so there's certainly a fair amount of risk. I
like-
think that's kind of like what's happening when you don't have the cantrips, which is a big
like
deal.
this deck needs Ponder so bad. This deck would be insane.
Doesn't every deck?
Like fetch lands and Ponder.
All right,
I
Eric.
guess that's
Well,
the legacy deck. But-
thank you for showing me this sweet brew. I look forward to seeing what you do with it. Especially, we'll maybe get some Moto running. Now we can really grind these games out. I'll probably try when I get home.
All right.
All right. So good luck in the event.
Thanks.